Are you somebody who wants to be a highly paid freelance copywriter, but you just don't really know where to start? Well, in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly what I did in my 5-step process. My 5-step process is an acronym for the word launch, L-A-U-N-C-H. And of course, the L stands for learn. Now, although this step sounds deceptively easy, there's a little bit more to it than meets the eye, because you need to know what to learn, where to learn it, and what's the fastest way for you to retain this information. But of course, that brings up the question, well, how much do I need to learn before I can go to the next step? And you're going to want to at least know the basics of copywriting. You're going to want to know how to write an email and how copywriting actually helps businesses make more money. Now, this doesn't have to take long. I've actually distilled the whole thing into about 2.5 hours. So you can go watch that video, that free course after this one, and then you're ready to reach the next step. And of course, I have to implore you that this is not the step that you're going to want to skip. Trying to become a copywriter with just not really learning that much, or maybe you watch one 10-minute video or one 20-minute video, you're not really going to have a good understanding of what you're doing whatsoever. It's like you trying to go to the NBA, but you've never even watched anybody play basketball before. You don't even really know how the game is played, but you just got these big dreams. Guys, if you want to actually become a copywriter, the first thing you have to do is actually sit down, learn, and study before you just start jumping into it and start writing some copy and trying to sell it, but you don't really know what's going on. So again, I've left tons of free resources on this channel, free courses. The free course is the first link down in the description, and it will also be on screen at the end of this video. But of course, once you've learned, then it's time for the next step. The next letter in the launch system after learn is, of course, apply. Once you've studied copywriting, you know what good copywriting consists of, and you've seen it been broken down before your very eyes, line by line, then you're ready to apply your knowledge and start making your first couple pieces of copy. Now, I know at first this is going to be really confusing and you're really not going to know what you're doing, but I want to assure you that the first pieces of copy you will ever write will probably be your worst that you'll ever write. So to start writing your very first piece of copy, what you're going to want to do is find a product, then of course do a little bit of research, find some other products just like it, create yourself somewhat of a swipe file. You're going to want to take some lines from those other pages, put them all together, and then assemble your piece of copy. A huge misconception that a lot of beginners have is that copy is written, when that's not really what it is. Even though it's in the name, copywriting, and implies that it's written, it's not really. Copywriting is assembled, it's synthesized. You basically take the best parts of other people's copy and then you Frankenstein it and make it into your own copy using a pre-made structure that's already done for you. And then you have yourself your very first piece of copy. And even though your very first piece of copy will be really hard to make, and will probably be really bad, don't worry, because the next couple steps that I have to show you will actually boost your confidence and greatly increase your copywriting skill. So after L, after A, you have the third step, which is U, which stands for understand. After you want to learn, then you want to apply, and then you want to understand. And the best way to get a good understanding of the copywriting that you created is to actually go through the refining process. And of course, the first step in the refining process is leaving your copy for at least 24 hours, coming back to it, and then reading it out loud. The reason why this is so important is because you're going to come back to that piece of copy completely fresh. You see, the problem with you just sitting there and reviewing copy over and over and over again as you write it is that you know exactly what you're trying to say. So it might only really make sense to you. But when you go into it with a fresh mind, then you're basically going to have the same mindset as a prospect. It's almost going to be like you're coming across that piece of writing for the very first time. And you're going to be able to have a much better discernment on what you should keep, what you should change, and what you should fix. And the next part of the refinement process, and probably the most helpful thing to your copywriting, is to actually get it reviewed by others. Guys, other copywriters are going to be able to see your blind spots. And while you might have watched every single video online about how copywriting works and how to write good copy, the fact of the matter is that implementing that information is not always easy. You might be making some mistakes that you don't even know that you're making. And feedback really is the closest thing to a shortcut shortcut that you can get when it comes to mastering the skill of copywriting. So if you're looking for people to actually review your copy, I have a free Discord link below that you can join where other people are reviewing each other's copy. So you can go there and see more of what copy looks like. And once you create your first piece, you can actually get your copy reviewed there as well. So guys, first we have L, which is for learn. Next we have A, which is apply. Next we have understand, which is you. And then of course we have C. And guys, C stands for cold outreach. And now possibly one of the most difficult parts of any copywriter's journey is finding clients. Because the fact of the matter is that most people do not look forward to getting rejected with their cold outreach, and they do not look forward to actually getting on sales calls and trying to sell their services. It just doesn't feel right to them. And it's something that a lot of people get nervous about. I know that it was one of the biggest things that kind of slowed me down is just the self-limiting belief of, well, maybe I'm not good enough, or I don't really want to get rejected, or I'm not really looking forward to get on these sales calls. But guys, this isn't really a bad thing. It's kind of a double-edged sword, and I'll tell you why. You see, a lot of people online are looking for essentially free money. They want to just fill in the blank and then get these clients and then sell their copy and barely not even have to work on it. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of copywriters out here are just kind of half committed, right? They don't really want to try hard. So if you give at least the littlest bit of effort, I promise you that you're going to be ahead of so many other copywriters. Because what a lot of people will do is they'll see copywriting, they'll think it's very, very easy. They'll think it's some sort of get rich quick scheme. They'll try it. And then once it comes time to actually get clients, it'll be hard for them. So then they'll give up and say, well, copywriting didn't work, or there were just no clients out there for me. But the reason as to why copywriters struggle to get these clients is not because that there's a lack of clients out there. I mean, realistically, all you really need is 2, 3, maybe 4 clients at the most for your whole copywriting journey to start making 5 to 8 to 10K every single month. So it's not like you need a whole bunch of clients. You only really need a couple. But the biggest problem is that most people go about outreach all wrong. You see, they think that it's just some numbers game, or they just are looking for some free email template that they can take, fill in the blanks, and spam out to a bunch of businesses, and then eventually they will get their first client, when realistically that's just not how it works. Now, yes, the fact of the matter is that you're probably going to have to outreach to tons of clients before you get your very first client. But that doesn't mean that you should put no effort into your outreach, and you should just focus on outreaching as many times as you can in a day. Rather, you should focus on increasing the likelihood that your outreach actually gets a client. Basically just improving your outreach every single day. What makes it more personalized? What makes it better? What makes it easier for the client to actually respond and want to get on that call with you? Once you're able to improve all of those points, then you can finally start closing clients repetitively and start making more money as a copywriter. And finally, the H in the launch system is honing your skills. Guys, becoming a copywriter is about your skills, your client acquisition skills, your copywriting skills, your sales skills. You have to be learning, you have to be always improving, and you have to be striving for mastery. This is not a get rich quick, this is not a get rich overnight, anything like that. Making money in itself is a skill, okay? And if you learn it, if you learn, study, and implement, you making money will be literally inevitable. So make sure that you're always consuming content, like constantly watching videos and getting better, because you never know when the next piece of information will be the key to you unlocking your very first 2 to 4K a month copywriting client. And if you're looking to hone in your skills, of course, I have some videos that I'll put on screen now, which are some free courses, which will guide you through step by step on how to make this copywriting thing work. I have a free course that's 2.5 hours about starting copywriting, and I also have a free 1-hour course on getting clients. So make sure you guys go watch those. And of course, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.